Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Swastika, and in this video I will basically be discussing the first few steps that students, that young people have to take towards achieving financial independence at a very young age. So guys, in one of my previous videos, I had basically discussed with you all the importance of achieving financial independence for women. And in this video, I will just be taking that further by actually breaking down the seemingly tedious and the seemingly difficult task of achieving financial independence at a young age. To do so, and to do so in a very easy and in a very seamless manner, I have actually called someone who has achieved the same at a very young age. So guys, this video is basically going to be taken by Pratik Gauri, who dons multiple hats. So guys, Pratik started his first company when he was just 16 years old. That was his first startup, and today he dons multiple hats. So Pratik is not just one of the few climate change reality leaders who was selected by Al Gore, who is the vice president of United States of America, but he is also the India president of Fifth Element Group. So guys, he achieved financial independence at a very young age, and in this video and in the second part of this video, which is just going to begin, we will basically be drawing some lessons that we can from his perspective and from his journey so far. So guys, without any further ado, let's get to it.
Hi, I'm Pratik Gauri. So I wanted to talk to you about how can you be financially independent. So I'd like to first run you through my journey in a nutshell, and then probably you can draw some lessons out of it, and also implement if possible. So I started my journey when I was 16. So I started my first company, a startup. And since then I founded seven more. So I like founded eight startups, and I'm 30 now. So it's like the last 15 years I founded about eight startups. The reason of me founding a startup was I found my passion on what I really wanted to do. So when I was growing up, I always felt I was very privileged because I had good education. I went to good schools, etc. to study. So a lot of people around me, a lot of kids, didn't have that opportunity, and I realized that talent is equally distributed, but opportunities are not. And to equally distribute opportunities, I started my first company in the space of education. We were trying to basically educate the underprivileged and kids who did not have the money or the resources to attend good schools and give them equivalent education. So when we started doing it, so I was very clear in my head that my passion is around solving social challenges, and if I can do that, that will give me good returns, even when you talk about money. But my goal was not to make money. So first lesson is that if you're embarking on a journey, then first develop your passion. Now once you develop that passion and you know what your passion is, then try to monetize that passion. And and monetizing will actually happen over the course of time. So you have to start first, and the best time to start is as young as possible. That's the biggest lesson. So as early as you start, the better it is, because you'll definitely make mistakes. But the best part about the journey is that it's so exciting that you learn from mistakes and you correct them, and you'll just grow, right? So I made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I learned from them, and I just try to make sure that I don't learn from I don't repeat those same mistakes. The second lesson is that learn from other mistakes. Read as many books as possible, because that's the best part about learning. So as you embark on a journey, first find your passion, and once you find that passion, try to find a business model around it. So you can Google different types of models which exist, and you can find a financial model which can actually monetize your passion. So like for instance, if you are very passionate about singing, you can think of opening a startup or a company which trains singers, or something of that sort, right? So if you're passionate about dancing, you can do the same thing. um, like I was passionate about education, so I started my first company in the space of education. In fact, my second company was also in the space of education, and since then I founded six, seven more, which were in different spaces. So I realized that I have a passion to solve water challenge, so I started a company in that space. Then I realized that I want to mobilize marketing dollars towards impact, so I started a company in that space. So so as you develop your passion, try to create a company. And by the way, creating a company is as easy as it can get. The reason being, because of social media, you can just start with just a Facebook page, which costs you nothing, which is free of cost. You can just start with an Instagram page, which is again free of cost, and you can just buy a domain, which is hardly less than 1,000 rupees. So basically, the cost of starting up now, for most of you guys, millennials, is close to nothing. So it's easier to build a company. Now, when you talk about financial independence, once you build a company, you would have to make it profitable. That's the best part about it. So, and don't think about investments initially when you start up. So think about how can you make the company profitable. So if you are profitable, then investors will seek you and they would want to put money in your business because they also want to amplify their own returns, right? So, and the biggest myth in the market is if you raise money, you're successful, but that's not true. If you're profitable, you're more successful. So basically, if you're building a model which is profitable, so that's why I'm saying first find your passion and then try to monetize it by forming a sustainable business model. And the model should be scalable and sustainable. So that's why I think starting something in the tech space is very cool, because right now, if you have a tech enabled business, it's easy to scale across the country and also across the world. So most of my businesses are enabled by tech, which makes it easier for me to kind of scale businesses. So the financial independence piece, once you start a business and once you start making money and once you become profitable, you realize the money that you need to actually spend on your daily lifestyle. And once you have that kind of money already generated, then you are actually moving towards a path of financial independence. And once you do that, you actually become very confident as well, because the biggest mistake, or I don't know mistake, but a lot of people, what they do is they take up loans very early in their careers. So if you are on a loan, then you're basically you have no choice but to actually do something which actually pays you money, even if it's not your passion. That's what most of the kids or people, young people end up doing in their 20s. So the best part, if you start early, is you don't have any financial burden, because if you're not dependent, if your family is not dependent on you, and if you don't have an education loan, it's very easy for you to start up with zero capital. So once you start up, then the journey towards financial independence begin on that particular day. Then the first part is try to build a model. Once that model is successful and you think you can actually make money out of that model, then you are actually on the right path. And if that doesn't happen, then you can obviously choose to pivot. So basically, it's not like you can just have one passion, by the way. You can have multiple passions. So if you think this is not working, then try to shift your model towards a model which is also giving you revenues and profits. And once that model is cracked, once you crack that model, then you move towards the next step, which is probably thinking about finding an investor. Once you find an investor, then you probably have more money in your business to actually scale it. And then you are probably one step closer, again, one step more further to becoming financially independent. In fact, I think if you have enough money to actually support your daily lifestyle, you're making more than that, you actually are on the path and you're moving very well. So you first need to figure out what's your daily expenses and what do you think the lifestyle that you want to lead. Once you know the lifestyle that you want to lead, calculate your monthly expenditures, calculate your yearly expenditures, and then try to make, so most people, what they do is if they earn 50,000 a month, they'll be like, okay, I'll just spend 25,000 and save the other 25,000. I think the other way. I think that if you already know that you are going to be spending, say, 75,000 a month or something, or 50,000 a month or 30,000 a month on your lifestyle and whatever you want to support, then you should make more money than that, right? So your model should support that. If it's not supporting that, that's not the right fit. So reverse engineering is very, very important. So if you reverse engineer, you can actually backtrace and calculate that this is the amount of money I would need, right? And then, but the point here is if you reach that money, then actually money grows exponentially. That's the best part about capital. If you make some money, it will grow exponentially. But if you're not making money, then it's a straight line, right? So once you are trading on that path, then it will grow exponentially. If you're meeting your lifestyle expenses, then other things will automatically be taken care of. Your savings, whatever you want, fixed deposits or whatever you want, right? So that's the best piece about it. Now, if you see my journey, I did the same. So I started very early and that helped me a lot. So at a time when most of the young people around me were seeking jobs, I always wanted to be a job creator. Now that came at an opportunity cost. I was putting more time than them. I was working for 18 hours a day. I was also I did not have a stable job. So I did not have, like most of my friends, when they were 20, they were looking at jobs which are paying them say 25 or 50,000 a month. I wasn't bothered about that because I knew that I don't want to do that. So I knew what I want to do. So first, you have to be very sure of what you want to do, and the earlier you find it, it's better. The more late you become in your career, then it's harder, because once you cross 30 or 25 or 30, if you're married, then you basically have more people to take care of, right? Or probably it's tougher for you, and if you have kids, then it's very hard for you to start up. So the best time to start up is early 20s, or even in your teens. So the best time to start up is early teens, and start. And by the way, don't think that you're going to fail, because I think failures, if you fail 100 times, you will succeed the 101st time. So basically, there's another thing which I say to every budding entrepreneur, that startups might fail, but entrepreneurs never fail. So if you are an entrepreneur and your startup fails, don't bother about it. You start another one and you succeed. So just keep at it. Persistence is very important. And another life journey that I would like to share with you is, I have reached wherever I've reached through the help of mentors. Have the best mentors in your life. Try to find guiding lights who can basically help you in that journey, because the journey is not easy. So you'll need people to help you, and there will be a lot of people helping along the journey, and you have to be very picky on who to collaborate with and who to not to collaborate with. Hang out with the right set of people who can actually help you and who think good of you, and who believe in your abilities, because people who will believe, and basically the people will only believe in you if you believe in yourself. So the first part is, you should obviously believe in yourself. Even if you're thinking that it will take you 2 years, 3 years, it's perfectly fine. Time doesn't matter. But the learning that you will learn while starting up will basically give you great rewards. And let me tell you another thing. If you are, so even when we are hiring or I'm hiring, I basically value experience of any candidate that I'm kind of interviewing. So if somebody tells me that they've worked in a private sector job for 6 years versus somebody starting 4 startups and failing all 4 in 6 years, I would value that guy more, like who's failed 4, because I know, because of, on the part to failure, he or she would have learned so much in that journey, which will reward you. So basically, even if you're starting up and it fails, you will end up finding a better job than your peers who are just looking for a job. So try to be job creator. That's the best part about it. And I'll share more in probably some other video. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pratik, for taking us through your journey of achieving financial independence at a very young age. And I'm sure our viewers were in a position to actually take some life lessons and to take some ideas about things that they could possibly implement in their own life in terms of achieving financial independence. I'm sure this was very helpful, and if you guys felt the same, then please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and stay updated for more such videos.